is pretty morbid, but we sing it at funerals, and I felt like that's what I wanted to play today. It's basically a person who is begging God to take her because she is tired, she is exhausted with this journey, and she has found no home, no peace, no rest, and she just wants to come home. And the answer she gets back from our God is, it's not your time yet. So, then she surrenders at the end of the song. She says, okay, I surrender. I will surrender to your will because, there is nothing I can do. We sing very morbid songs, don't we? But because I'm still kind of recovering, I'm like in a morbid state of mind. I'm like, oh my God, life is so, And on that note, this is going to make life so much better for me. And, welcome to Metaphysical Science, which we are using today for entertainment purposes only. And I really want to get straight into it because I have got quite a few readings I want to download for all you all. So I'm going to get straight into it. I am going to be putting Johnny Depp and Amber Heard in this here plate of my ancestors. Okay, they're coming in here because there has been because Johnny Depp is suing Amber Heard for telling big fat lies about being abused by him, and he has witnesses, a lot of witnesses. He claims that she was the abuser, not him. Of course, Amber Heard is denying it to kingdom come. She's saying he beat her. And if you all remember, we all saw the pictures. We all saw the bruises. We all saw it all. And from there, she became, it's the Me Too movement. And I cried blood, tears, everything for her. Blood, tears, mucus, you name it. I gave it, And now, I'm in doubt. Okay, and since we're in doubt, we're going to throw the shells because we of the Bantu people are about truth. And sometimes truth cannot be got from the two people walking the streets or from the people walking the streets. So we have to get it from the metaphysical world. And while we are doing it, girls, we're going to have a hell of a lot of fun. To the new arrivals, you have finally arrived. We've been holding up your names and screaming your names. You finally saw the placards. You finally saw us jumping up and down, screaming your names, helping you come to port. You are here now. We're going to keep holding placards for those of us who are still making the journey to this port right here. You're here. And we're happy because you enhance us. Okay, girls. Your witch doctor is in the house. And the question at hand is, did Johnny Depp beat Amber Heard throughout their relationship? That's the question, right? Alrighty. I'm going to call the two people, and I'm going to move this a little further so that I can have more boards to work with. Johnny. A very surprising man has walked into the plate. He is very, very sensitive, very sensitive, very emotional, cries at the drop of a hat. He is a substance abuser, a heavy-duty substance abuser. And it has taken its toll on his body and his mental health. He really has destroyed himself from the substances that he has been taking. Extremely lonely. This is an extremely lonely person extremely lonely, sometimes almost suicidal. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, say hello to Johnny Depp. I think it's important for me to say I'm not a fan. Okay, now we're going to do Amber because he actually misses her. So now we're going to do Amber. Amber. A more forceful character just strode into the plate. Very forceful, with a very strong masculine energy. Knows what she wants, how she wants, and how she's gonna get it. Very clear-headed. Very analytical. Very cold. Very ambitious. Very this is gonna happen, or it ain't gonna happen for anyone. Very vengeful. Very angry. Very arrogant. Thinks they're the smartest person in the whole wide world. And loves themselves more than anything. And that, sisters and brothers, would be Amber. And she here. She here to speak for herself. Okay. Alrighty. So I am taking them out. I'm really pushing it real close so that you can all see. And look at this. This is terrible. They've already split up into two. Okay. I'm being told to raise my hand. And those of you who have been with me for a while, you know that if I raise my hand, shit is going to go down. Shit went down. Oh. Okay. We know that shit went down. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think some of them fell behind my laptop over there. There are 3. Where's my ancestor stick? Because these things are already beginning to talk. Sorry, I have to slow them down. I have to slow them down. I have to slow you guys down. The War of the Roses. If anybody still remembers that movie from donkey years ago, The War of the Roses is in effect right here, right now. Okay. So they are 1, 2, 3 shells to the right side that are right by my laptop. I might move them forward if they are of importance. And there is 1 shell that's far, far away over there. Right? And so this, ladies and gentlemen, are the roses. Or they used to be Depp's, or whatever Johnny Depp's real name is, right? And to the left, where usually females are, is Amber Heard. And she's right in my face. This is Amber. And she came from the violent shell, and I am not surprised. Okay? To the right is Johnny Depp and his entire life. And he has a very big life. He has ex-wife or girlfriends and children and a career and a lot of hard work, a lot of tears, a lot of pain. And as you can see, he's more reticent than his ex-wife because he's not. This is Johnny Depp right here. He's not so... Interestingly enough, I always like, he has someone behind him, a female who watches out for him, who looks out for him, who's very protective. I don't know if she's an employee. It's not a relationship. This female has always been there, and this female is actually the one who insisted that Johnny sue Amber. So like I said, this is Amber's life here. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shells. The one behind there, that one I will pull forward because that would be Amber. Amber's secrets. Amber has a lot of secrets. Amber I'm just going to say it the way I always say everything. Amber is a very nasty ass hoe. She is mean. She is extremely cruel, uncaring of other beings. She is selfish, self-centered. She's about herself and about herself and about herself. And worse, she has a raging temper. She will kill you. And that's why she came with an open shell of violence. When I dropped the violence, she came with an open shell of violence. She will have her way or you will die. Not a good person. And this is her life. Much smaller. So let's go to Mr. Sensitive here. He's got missing time in his brain, hence the space right here. And I am not surprised because there is a lot of substance abuse in this man's life. A lot of alone time, just being a loner, being by himself. He's very lonely. He finds it difficult to connect with people as he gets older because of his substance abuse. I see a few stints in rehab. They didn't work and they are not going to work. Johnny Depp, Edward Scissorhands, is going to transcend from this disease. But not now. So we don't have to worry. Well, we worry because him getting help means he stays with us a whole lot longer. He is very tearful. He cries a lot. He thinks his life is finished. And frankly speaking, he has run out of power and energy to fight. He has literally succumbed and said, I don't give a fuck. I do not give a fuck. And that's why she, who must be obeyed, has literally taken over his life. And she is making all the decisions. And she is going to be in battle with Amber Heard. Can you see? Can you see, guys? For a very long time. It is a battle. She will win. Because this board right here says Amber Heard is the abuser. All the shells, most of the shells that I threw fell to the right. Those shells are in the back. 1, 2, fell. 1, 2, fell. And then I had to pick up a whole lot of shells to the right. And then the owner of the shells claimed them herself. Amber Heard. Amber been beating on Johnny Depp for a very, very long time. And she has been playing the media by saying, he beats me because she's female. Right here is an It's Me Too movement faker. Faker. He should be the one in the It's Me Too movement, not her. She's a beater. And lucky for us, the truth is going to come out because 2 shells are open on her side, open-ended on her side. So the truth is going to come out because this woman right here, she ain't playing. She ain't playing with Amber. Do you see that this shell is right here directed at Amber's life? It's literally directed at Amber's life. So she and Amber are in a situation. Triangular situation. See, she and Amber's life, and Amber and her life. And she is standing at the peak. She is at the peak of this life. She's at the peak of this. Right now, she has Amber's life and everything that Amber has built in the palm of her hand because she has the evidence. She has dug up Amber's secrets, which Amber had hidden so far back. Johnny Depp is not the first partner that Amber beats. The ex-girlfriend who once came out in the papers, or an incident that once came out in the papers and the ex-girlfriend denied it, that ex-girlfriend, she lied. She lied to protect Amber because deep in her soul, she didn't see the need of destroying this woman. It was a lie. And the lie is going to come out with even more lies. More people are going to come out. She has evidence. She has talked to witnesses and people. People are going to come out talking about Amber's raging temper, how she picks up objects. She picks up objects and she beats a person with it. Whether it's a bottle, whether it's a lampshade, she beats you with it. And when she's in a rage, she is uncontrollable. Right? That shit is about to hit us. But not all of it. Do you see this closed shell right here? Not all of it, because Amber is going to negotiate her way out of this situation. Because she's smart like that and she's angry. Right here, she's on my board. She's furious as fuck because she's a control freak. She controls everything around her. But this one right here, she ain't having it. I feel like she's like an employee. But more than, when you've been with someone for so long and you've been paying them, but you love each other very much, and not in a let's get down kind of way, but in a nurturing kind of way. This is the situation right here. Basically, on this board with all these things going on, she is the only one who genuinely cares for this broken man, because Johnny Depp is broken. Okay, let me clear this and try to see how their relationship worked, right? Because we want to know, inquiring minds. Okay. Amber asked Johnny out. She put a whole lot of work into it. It wasn't because she was attracted to Johnny, because Amber is a full-blown lesbian. Amber gets turned on by women. So then why is she with men? For her career, being an open lesbian did not give her the success that she wanted. So she backtracked for her career and she used her connections to get to the man she thought would give her the greatest visibility, and that would be Johnny. Johnny is very shy. All the women he's had in his life have been the ones who came for him. This is really messed up. I watched Edward Scissorhands and I really thought he was an idiot. That's why I said I'm not a fan. I thought he was weak and I didn't like it. And he was very suited to the character, but I just, And to this day, I can't buy his characterization of anything because I see weakness. And for my board to pull out that this man is very weak, I am stunned. Like I should have known, but I'm still stunned. You know what I'm saying? This man is weak, extremely weak. And he's always had caretakers. He's always had somebody looking out for him. He's very, very creative, very, very artistic. And he's in the right field. And that creativity goes with, sensitivity and not necessarily weakness, but it's turned out to be weakness. He is taken care of by other people like her. She's taking care of him. This man is really a sweetheart. He would never start a fight. So I'm asking the question, we do know that Amber did have bruises. Not just those that we saw, but Amber did talk about certain beatings. And bam, he's not talking. So I'm going to go to the lady. He is crying and babbling, but not talking, people. So I'm going to go to the lady who's at war, and I am going to... This woman is in her 50s. I swear she was like his assistant, or has been like his assistant for a very, very long time, and she never really wanted to get involved. At least that's what she's saying. She never wanted to get involved. She wanted to stay in her place. But she has noticed that nobody really cares for Johnny. And she really, really loves him because he's such a sweetheart. She keeps on saying he's such a sweetheart. He's such a sweetheart. And she watched what Amber did to him, and she is just like she's out for war, okay? Because she says if you take away his work, then he has nothing. Okay, lady. So I am asking her the question. We do know that Amber did get into altercations with Johnny, and she did get bruised. She did talk about it. Didn't that happen? She says, yes, it happened, but because he was defending himself. She said most of the time Johnny is blacked out from his extracurricular activities. He is blacked out most of the time. And Amber would take advantage of that and beat him. But there were kind of a few times when he was lucid and he would fight back. He was defending himself. Now, we all know that lots of men have said that before. We don't have to believe that one. Oh my God. Okay, so she's insistent. No, he really was defending himself. He would never beat anyone. If you go through Johnny's past, there isn't a single woman he has ever hit, and none of them will ever stand up and declare that he was abusive. And in fact, I'm bringing them into the lawsuit because a person doesn't change. A person is who they are. Amber made up this character of a violent Johnny Depp when she was the one who was beating him throughout their relationship, and he was forgiving her. Okay. In the spirit of 50-50 and creating balance, I am now going to the perpetrator itself. Okay, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use my ancestors' walking stick because I'm getting emotional about this, okay? And that's because I'm not yet 100 and my energy is all over the place, right? Okay, perpetrator. Is it true? And the shell says yes. She says it's true. I have a temper. I've always had a temper that I can't control. She says she can't be with anyone, but she is with someone. But anyway, she can't be with anyone for too long because of that reason. She loses control and she beats people and she hates herself afterwards. Okay. So she says yes. Okay. She says, but there's no need for them to destroy me. I took advantage of the situation. I took advantage of Johnny and I fighting, and I made something of myself out of it. I did become more visible to the world. I did start getting good offers of roles. So, there's no reason for them to come after me because Johnny still has a lot. Yes, I made some mistakes, but I took a bad situation and I made something good out of it for myself. What say you, lady? Because I'm almost about to finish this thing. What say you, lady? She just said one thing. We're going to win this. We're going to win this. And she shuts down. So she is not wanting to converse with Amber at all. She is not wanting to have anything to do with talking to Amber. She just wants to meet her in court. So who's going to win? I think I already said that at the beginning because I saw victory go to Johnny Depp. Amber is going to settle out of court because she's not going to win. They have too much evidence against her. she's going to settle out of court. Will she still be a spokesperson for the At Me Too movement? Yes, because this At Me Too movement has become very unbalanced. Women who were abused started it, but it was hijacked by women who abuse. It has become unbalanced, and unfortunately, because of the imbalance, we're not going to have it for too long, unless if the original starters of the movement push out people like Amber, who hide their abuse behind their femininity, which they really don't have because they are wolves in sheep's clothing. But the At Me Too movement is full of females like Amber now. They are taking advantage of it and they are brutalizing males. However, by doing so, they are also brutalizing females who are actual victims. If I'm making sense. They are brutalizing the whole world because they are brutalizing females who are actual victims. They have hijacked something that gave these female victims who didn't feel empowered some power. They have hijacked it and they are messing with it. And unfortunately, if that doesn't end, the At Me Too movement will be remembered in history as one of the worst things ever. It's lacking balance. And Johnny is still... You know what I'll do? With the last 2 seconds that I have, I am so going to do a traditional prayer for Johnny Depp. Okay? I'm so going to hopefully give him some strength from my ancestors to his, because he really is a sweet, gentle soul that didn't really suffer abuse, but it's just too sensitive for this earth. Does that make sense? Of course, he had a wife who was beating on him, but besides that, I do see a very, very good life. But he's still just so sensitive. So, you know what? Even though I don't have strength, I'm just going to take a couple of seconds here to just give him a little bit of what my ancestors can. Okay? Okay, we just gave him some strength to fight the good fight because he's gonna need it, but not much because Amber is surrendering already because she doesn't want to ruin her reputation. She's very smart. She's very clever. She targeted Johnny for a reason. It wasn't love. She targeted him for fame. And the man she's currently seeing, she's targeting him for fame too. But Amber is really a full-blown lesbian. And she should really celebrate it. And then she should go to anger management classes. Amber's future. Oh yes, I must never leave without giving futures. Amber's future is not good. The fame that she's seeking is going to come to a crushing halt. In her 40s, Amber is also going to succumb to substance abuse. Amber Heard is going to be... Have you heard? Have you heard of her? She does, though, have the most loving, supportive, loyal network of people. She is very adored because when she puts her best foot forward, she really puts her best foot forward. So she is totally adored. She is adored. Will, she and Johnny have some sort of relationship afterwards. Oh yes, because there's, even though Johnny is reticent over there, he's a forgiving kind of guy, and they will have some sort of relationship together, more like friends. They will work it out between the two of them. In the meantime, Johnny Depp is completely separated from the people who love him. Okay, he has locked himself away in his world by himself. These are the people who love him, including let me move them. He has children. He has either ex-wives, ex-girlfriends. He has people who really love him for who he is, and they are worried to death, and they are trying to get him to help himself, but he is not listening. Johnny is not listening. Johnny just wants to self-destruct. He has shut himself off. He doesn't even see the amount of love that he has in his life, because, at one point the Amber was everything, and it's going to take him a long time to get over it. He really doesn't even know that much about how the public is feeling about him, because he's in and out of a haze and in and out of a haze. He does have, though, the most loyal employees. These are his employees. 1, 2, 3. He has the most loyal and most loving employees, and they are so watching out for him. He has a daughter who is trying to run her father's life. One of his daughters is trying to run her father's life. She's taking the lead. So even though this woman is the one fighting, this all came from the daughter. The daughter is a powerhouse. Okay, let's hand it to her. She is a powerhouse in her dad's life. There's a real triangle here. One, do you see? And she is right in the triangle. That's because these employees, actually 1, 2, 3, they actually report to her. This young lady is very, very young, and she has taken on so much responsibility right now because her father is not well. She is kicking ass and taking names, and let's give that to her. Okay, let's give her a standing ovation. His daughter is an amazing human being, and she is the one who is, overseeing this Amber Heard thing. As you can see, her shell is right by Amber. She's the one who is the employer at war with Amber, not Johnny. Johnny has nothing to do with this. And these 3 employees, so loyal and loving to Johnny, are working with her to make sure that they undo the damage that Amber Heard did to her dad. Does Amber feel guilty? She actually said yes, because when I was doing this, I sensed her. I feel really guilty about this. Yes, she does. She wouldn't have gone so far if she felt she didn't need to, but she felt it was paying off, so she did what she had to do. She also said she took the advice of people around her, and sometimes she can't sleep at night because she thinks about what she's done to this man. However, she's going to get hers because the daughter is not going to rest, and this employee who was talking on behalf of Johnny is not going to rest, and these other 2 male employees are not going to rest. They're going to try to turn this around. They don't really care if the artist ever works again. They don't give a fuck. What they want is to clear his name so that he doesn't go down in history as an abuser in this Me Too movement. This at Me Too movement, some of the people who are being accused of being abusers are actually innocent. Like I said, it has become unbalanced. I totally believe in it because I'm a victim of abuse myself, but it has become unbalanced. And balance is needed in life, in the circle of life. In my religion, they say the world must be 50% dark, 50% light. So the struggle to keep it at 50 is a daily, ongoing thing. The Me Too movement started in the light, and it has slowly crept into the dark. So now the light is 40%, the dark is 60%, and there has to be a pushback by the light to get it back to 50-50, because it does some amazing stuff. And on that note, I am going to end this reading right here. Okay. And I am going to wish all the people here, because Amber is sick. When you violate another person, you are sick. Johnny is ill. So everybody here on this board requires help. So I'm going to end with wishing them all a great deal of health. And I'm going to play the song as I blow on their shells to send them away.